All right, let's do example number 4. So, how about we try this? N to the third power, oops, I already screwed up, minus 4n squared minus 49n minus 16. Oh, they're all negatives. Well, that's good. You'll get some practice. Divided by n to the n plus 5. So that means that I'm going to say n plus 5 is going to go into n cubed minus 4n squared minus 49n minus, oh, that's a bad minus sign, minus 16. So one of the things I want to point out is that this goes in descending order. So that's, notice that there's a 3, a 2, and this is a 1, and believe it or not, this is like n to the 0. Sometimes they skip that stuff. By the way, everybody take your earbuds out and put your cell phones away, okay? So again, just like before, what we're going to do is we're going to think to ourselves, what do I multiply n by to get n to the third? Well, what do you guys think it is? So I'm going to think I've got n to the first times n to something equals n to the third. What goes here? Remember the shortcut, n raised to the a times n raised to the b is the same as n a plus b. Write that down in your notes, okay? Well, it's n squared. And then also, let me do it this way so you guys can see what I'm doing here. I've got n plus 5. So n squared times a positive 5 is going to be a positive 5n squared. And then n squared times n is n cubed. And then the next step, we're going to add inverse. Opposite. And I want you to write the words down because 2 weeks from now when I give you the test, I want you to see words so you can go, oh yeah, that's right. All right, so then what we do is we make this a negative, right? And we're going to have to make this a negative. Well, n cubed minus n cubed is 0, right? And then, again, if you're not good with negative numbers, we basically have to say negative 4 plus negative 5. So if you're not good with this, or you could say negative n minus 5. So if you're not good with this, just plug it into the fancy calculator. My fancy calculator will take a second to load up. So if I say negative 4 minus 5, that'll give me the answer. Or I could say negative 4 plus negative 5, and that'll give it the answer of negative 9. Okay? So then this becomes negative 9n squared. We're going to drop down the negative 49. Okay? Negative 49n. And then I think to myself, again, what do I multiply n by to get negative 9n squared? Well, remember that this is technically a 1n. And in order to get a negative 9, I'm going to need or a negative 9n squared, I'm going to do negative 9 times n. Okay, so then I multiply it through. Negative 9 times 5 is negative 45. tack on the n. Then negative 9 times n is negative 9n squared. Again, we're going to add the inverse, so this becomes positive, this becomes positive. Okay, these will cancel. Again, if I'm not good with positive and negative numbers, I'm just going to say negative 49 plus 45. Negative 4. And bring down the negative 16. Okay? Last time, well, you're going to have to do this. I need to think, what do I multiply n by to get a negative 4n? Just a negative 4. We'll probably have a remainder. That's okay. Negative 4 times 5 is a negative 20. And then negative 4 times n is negative 4n. Again, we add the inverse. This becomes positive. This becomes positive. Now, 20 minus 16 is 4, but you could just do it in the calculator. You've got negative 16 plus 20. That gives you a positive 4. I'm going to take a little screenshot of this so that you guys can see what we're doing here. We're going to include that in the so that's a positive 4. Which is also the remainder. So then our final solution then would be n squared minus 9n minus 4 plus the remainder, right? The remainder of 4, so I'm going to put a positive 4 here, all over the divisor, which is n plus 5. So that's our answer technically, right? But really, what does that mean? Well, that means that this times n plus 5 equals n cubed minus 4n squared minus 49 and minus 16. But remember, this is technically our answer right here. Let me see if I can get that in there. That's technically our answer. Okay? Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions? How do you guys feel about it after seeing it today, this morning? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Okay, we'll just keep going.